Hello everyone and welcome back to the ESV TV Korean Weekly Season 3. We're here on Day 3 of Week 1, and we're jumping to Game 2 in this quarterfinal match between Top and Life. And at a BZ WTF, Life has chosen Ohana as his map. Let me bring up this map so you guys can see the stats we were talking about earlier on this map. And cap redundancy is redundant over here. Let's see here. Ohana, there it is. TVZ on this map, the stats are looking pretty tearing stacked from the TLPD games we've seen. And yet Life, our Zerg player, down 0-1, has chosen this map. Is he just comfortable here? Does he know something we don't know? If he wins this game, I might have to start proclaiming, oh wait, never mind, Ohana's actually totally balanced. Some Zergs just don't know what's up. I don't know, man. I don't know, but it seems like a bizarre choice to try to pull off here.
Yeah, I think it will be interesting because, I mean, obviously the stats are favoring Terran, but, this isn't Shakura's Plateau. This isn't a map that's been played to death and beyond. So it's still new. Life obviously feels comfortable on it if he chose it. So I'm just interested in how he's going to play it, because if he feels comfortable, then, there's a lot of Zerg players out there. I feel Zerg is the kind of race where sometimes they just decide they hate a map and they don't keep trying new things. Whereas a player like Life, he's a player who he doesn't copy the best. He does his own thing. So yeah. I'm eager to see what his take on ZVT on Ohana is going to be.
Yeah, that's a great point. Let's get this game started. Here it is. That's a great point, though, about not copying the best. There seem to be there's two styles of players. There's players that try to figure out, whether from figuring it out or from watching pros, like what's the most efficient way to play the game, and then just try to perfect that, and just always try to play the best of whatever the current style is that's thought of to be the best. And there's other players that just figure out what seems to work for them and what they like to do, and they just end up having a little bit more of kind of seemingly creative and original styles. Sometimes more effective, sometimes less effective, but it's always awesome to see. I love being able to kind of get a gleam on someone's personality based on how they play, as opposed to if everybody just used the same builds and played the same way. Sometimes that happens. Like TVZ is getting a little bit more variety. But remember, there was like that big time where literally every single TVZ, every single game opened up with Reactor Hellion on 13 gas, just like completely standard. Everything was the same on both sides for quite some time. So I really prefer it and love it when you get to actually see some differing playstyles from these players. And wow, was that a 12 or 11 scout from Life? That was a pretty darn early scout.
Yeah, I think it was 11. Might have been 12 though. But I mean, this is nice. This is a map where, well, it's not necessarily the map because it's generally a good Terran map. But he's down 0-1 in the series. He doesn't want to get cheesed. We've seen a lot of very abusive cheeses by players who are up 1-0 in a series, and that's just the Korean style, man. If you're up, just try and close it out as fast as you can. So he's getting in here to scout, but he'll see the SCV count, and he's going to know pretty quickly here this is a command center first build. He actually went pool first.
Wow, that is just bizarre. I would think with scouting this early, it would be so valuable to know your opponent's going command center first and always go hash first, but pool first, I would have expected, at the very least, if you're going to go pool first. Oh, unfortunately, two of his drones are on move command instead of on mining. That is so unfortunate at this stage of the game. That is really, really huge, having two drones non-mining. But I would think if you're going to go pool first and you know your opponent's going command center, your only chance is, like, busting them out as opposed to...
Yeah.
So, like, you would go gas as well. But no, he looks like he just wants to go in a standard macro game. He's like, yeah, I like my pool. I like having it early. I like having those early queens and those early lings. I don't know, man.
He likes his pool and his two drones not mining. Okay, he fixed those, but
nice.
It'll be interesting. He's got 3 larvae saved up, so he's going to go ahead and make 6 lings and then rally these directly across the map.
What is he hoping to do?
Well, he's still got his drone there, so if he can just deny the wall from getting fully walled, then I think these lings would pay for themselves, but still, I'm not really sold.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. Maybe if you can put that drone kind of on patrol there or something. It's really low on HP, though. That's the problem. If Chop just starts another barracks right there, I don't know what's going to happen. His SCV scouted the lings coming, so he should definitely do that. Yeah, he's going to start... No, wait. Okay. Yeah, okay, good. All right, he's going to make that barracks. A little bit of indecisiveness there, but now 6 lings, going pool first, having your hatchery delayed, not going for just 4 lings, having fewer drones. Life is already starting this game off on a bad foot. I don't know what he was hoping to do with this build, man. It confuses me because Life's usually an extremely intelligent player, and that just didn't really make much sense. But oh, look at that! a ridiculously quick third hatchery here out of Life off of no gas. So perhaps he just wants the Lings out so he can have some map control early on, prevent any SCVs from scouting. Unfortunately, there is still an SCV in his main base right now, though. But he's going to go to work, killing that off. I would love if he at least left one at the ZeNEX tower, though. You got to see if Top's going to send out another SCV or some Marines or something and deny that from scouting your third. Because if you go for a third that early off no gas, you can't let the Terran find out, or they're going to punish you for it.
Yeah, so that's smart to take that third base, but I still can't help but feel that this opening does put him a little bit behind. The worker count is even. Terran's got 2 command centers to mule with. That's kind of an advantage to Terran right there. But, you know, Top is still gasless, so he's not really teching up or anything, but he's going for a third command center, so he's going to have some pretty sick macro going himself, too.
We do have 1 gas mining for Life, so he should be able to get that speed pretty soon. He sees these Marines moving out. I love that. Oh, never mind. I was going to say, I love that Top puts 3 Marines up in front so he can't get an eye on the Marine camp, but the other Marines were following anyway, so Life certainly saw those Marines coming on the minimap. He knows that there's actually quite a few coming towards him, and actually one is going to go immediately to go scout for that quick third base, so this could be problematic. Life, you know, trying to hold this off. He desperately needs to kind of drone right now, but he can't. He needs to make Lings, and he won't have speed, so dealing with these Marines is going to be a little bit difficult.
Yeah, we'll see how he wants to engage here. He's going to try and run this Overlord away. Kind of unfortunate that these Overlords are popping out here because he definitely wouldn't mind letting the hatchery just take a little bit of damage. But with these Overlords here, he really feels he needs to engage. He's going to go ahead and surround the Marines. But you know, taking out 2 Overlords, I'd say that's a pretty good trade.
Okay, there we go. I don't know, man. Life, I don't know if he's off his game or what, but yeah, taking out 2 Overlords, nice target firing. Even when the Lings were engaging, he was stutter stepping and target firing the Overlord every time. So we've picked off both of those, and he's got a 3rd command center already finishing with his double eBay behind it. So Top actually looks like he's just going to kind of let this 3rd go up. He's like, all right, okay, cool. We'll go into a macro game. I'll play standard. So Life's going to have an opportunity this game to play a little bit more standard and actually bring us to more of a macro game. We'll see if he can actually pull it off. He didn't take too much damage. I mean, losing 2 Overlords is annoying, but he certainly didn't take too much damage there. He didn't overproduce Lings. He reacted pretty darn well. And he's got double Evo Chamber on the way of his own, so he shouldn't be falling too far behind in upgrades.
Yeah, he shouldn't fall too far behind, but still, I just feel it's kind of a lot easier for Top to kind of support this, whereas Life, it's just tricky. I really like Top spot, and I guess it just also plays into this map. I'm really curious. I guess he's really going to have to go for Infestors, because this is really just not much of a muta map, so I don't know. He's only got 1 active creep tumor. Like, he really needs to get on this, because especially on this map, you really want at least one of the 2 central paths in the map to really be gooped up.
Absolutely. This is a really wide open map. You need so many creep tumors to effectively cover it. And it's been shown nowadays, you know, creep spread used to be thought of as this kind of like bonus. It's like, oh, if you have that, it just, you know, it helps you. It's on top of everything. No. Creep spread's actually kind of like necessary nowadays in the metagame to be able to play well. You not only need that mobility, you need the map control to be able to have all that vision, see drops coming, see aggression coming, get yourself into good positions, force a lot of scans out of that Terran as well as they move forward. But Life is going up to what looks to be 4 gas here. So and his lair is halfway done. In fact, he's going up to 6 gas. So you know, this is one of those situations where I'd be saying, oh, he's definitely rushing to Infestors, and that's exactly what he needs to do right now. But last game he went to mutas in this situation. So I don't know, man. I hope he doesn't go mutas. As you said, this isn't a muta map. There's not a lot of airspace. There's just not a lot of places you can actually be effective with them. So I really do hope he goes to Infestor here. But it's possible we'll be seeing a muta transition from Life.
Yeah, definitely very possible. The lair just finishing now, so we should find out very shortly what will it be. And there's the infestation pick going down now. Where is it? Right in the natural, tucked away.
That's excellent. I mean, there are some interesting locations there. He's got to be careful. I mean, Marines could be dropped between that Evo chamber and that infestation pit. That can always be unbelievably annoying. You have to be so careful with your building placement. But I love his reaction. He sees with his Ling this orbital, and he's like, oh, okay, you're taking your 3rd, immediately drops his 4th. Just always staying 1 base ahead, playing very, very well here. I would have loved to have seen Burrow started, like the second the lair finished, so you could, like, you know, burrow Lings under command centers and such. But excellent scan placement by Top, and he sees the infestation pit. In fact, he might even see it complete. He does. That is so huge because when it's you know, being produced, like, you're not sure exactly when it's going to complete, and just to see it actually complete, no, oh, okay, I have 50 seconds until he's going to start making, 30 seconds until start making Infestors. I have 80 seconds until actually Infestors will be out with energy. It's a great thing to know for Top, but I don't think it's going to trigger anything. I think he just wants to continue playing his standard game. He didn't really rush out those medevacs too quickly, so I mean, he could go for some drops and try to take out some of the tech, but it doesn't look like that's on his agenda for now.
Yeah, just sitting back and playing passively, although he does load up 2 medevacs as you say that. So he's going to start heading out. One of these actually, well, yeah, it does get spotted actually by an additional Zergling charging down towards the third base. So he's aware of at least one of these, but a little bit of damage may get done to this new hatchery, but still, that hatchery, there's no drones there that are likely to die, so Life really shouldn't take much damage from this, and he's closed the gap pretty much entirely. Actually, he's ahead in terms of upgrades now, as his 2-2 is a little bit further along, so he's in a really nice spot now.
Yeah, this drop is going to drop under the 4th. There are some Lings going over to help deal with that. I love how he splits up his Lings and is just like, oh, okay, no, I'll just send half of those there. He knows exactly how many he needs, so I have more prepared for other attacks. But here comes the drop into the main. Some Lings are in position and double Queen, target firing down that medevac. Great play by Life here, just completely 100% shutting down these drops. They've basically done no damage whatsoever thus far, and that means Life's just going to be able to get a Hive. His Hive's completing. Oh my god. His Hive is completing at the 13-minute mark. That is insane. He's going to have really fast 3-3 upgrades. Maybe we'll see some insanely quick Ultras or Broodlords, who knows, but I would expect Ultras in this position if he would do that. I doubt we're going to see that, though. I mean, he would need that gas so much quicker to be able to afford Ultras. It'll probably just be, exactly, Adrenal Glands and 3-3.
As you say that, though, the Ultralisk Cavern does get thrown down, but he went for the Adrenal Glands like right away, which is so awesome to see. In these kind of games, the Adrenal Glands upgrade just is so good. Now, I also want to stress how good his drop defense was there with the 2 queens. The medevac and the Marines didn't even get close enough to see that the Hive was upgrading. So, as far as top knows, it's still just lair tech.
That's so unbelievably important to know that a Hive is coming out that quickly. You really have to start preparing in advance for that. So he's just had excellent defense everywhere. You know, he seemed to have a shaky start, but Life is looking so dominant right now, and he's already maxed out. And one thing I want to highlight is that even though Top, remember, his double eBay was ahead, and, you know, he actually had that first, but his 2-2 is just completing, and 3-3's already been started from Life. So somewhere along the way, maybe it was a late armory, maybe a late continuation. Somewhere along the way, Life actually pulled ahead in the upgrades. We'll see how quickly Top remembers to start his 3-3. But every second he waits now is just a bigger timing window Life's going to have to his advantage once his 3-3 finishes. There we go. At least +3 attacks starting, and he's waiting for that gas to be able to start that +3 armor.
And meanwhile, moving out, both of these guys are maxed out, man. Both these guys just playing such a nice game now. Like, it's interesting. You think about those early Zerglings, but he's still maxed out this fast into the game, doing some nice fungals there, trading pretty well. And Top at this point really needs to get his 4th base up pretty soon, but this is kind of that push out and pull back effect, I would say, that happens on this map. He's just going to go ahead, push out here, try and most likely kill that 4th if he can, but Life may have something to say about that.
He's streaming in with everything, man. Baneling's unfortunately in a little bit of a clump, but he's got a second wave coming in, and Fester's rolling in as well. Are we going to see the Fungals on the Marines? Nice splits by Top, but they aren't going to be good enough. Fungals and Banelings decimate absolutely everything goes down for Top, and Life is still maxed. He remaxes with 48 Lings and 4 Ultralists, 3-3, and Chitin is splitting halfway done. And all of a sudden, Life just looks to be in complete and utter control of this game. The drops still haven't been able to do any damage here. His group spread finally, you know, is actually starting to get developed out into the center of the map. This is starting to look like you know, Life's game. He's playing so well right now.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and make a Spire now, too, so he's ready for that late game. He's basically going to start banking up money now, so why not diversify your tech a little bit. He does have to be careful, though, because he really doesn't want to let his opponent get a 4th base for as long as possible, but he also doesn't want to attack into any siege lines, so we'll see what he wants to do as soon as his Zergling here spots the command center that is on route to take this expansion.
Yeah, unfortunately he doesn't have Burrow, so can't actually just deny that with a burrowed Ling and force a scan, but Marine's going to go pick that off pretty easily. We actually see some Ultras moving up to reinforce this army. There is a sensor tower, so Top sees this coming. Oh my god, is Life just going to go for it? Ultras in front. You want your Lings in front to take some of that damage, but Lings are streaming in. Nice Fungals. The Marines cannot kite. Bane's going to stream in and do so much damage here. Tanks are getting obliterated. There are excellent, you know, backwards tank positionings here from Top to actually help defend here, but I still don't know if it'll be enough. There are so many units here from Life, and he's just perpetually maxed. And 3-3 is completing here.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I'm surprised he actually went before the 3-3, but oh my god, he's just busting everything down. And the Sim City from Top was like, this Sim City is like unlike any Sim City I've seen before. That one tank like walled in behind the 2 barracks, so but he is losing so many SCVs right here, and he's down to about 70 supply against a permanently maxed Life.
This is ridiculous, man. This is what happens when you let Life actually do what he wants and play a macro game. You know, Top scouted that third hatch so early in the game, and then it was like, nah, okay, I'll just play a macro game too. But Life just played a better macro game, man. He delayed Top's expansion so long with those lings, got his upgrades earlier, pumped out a ridiculous number of units, felt very confident taking that fourth, and took literally 0 damage to drops. Unfortunately, he's got to be careful with those infestors, though, but it doesn't matter. GG gets called out by Top, and Life has evened it up on a map that was just, you know, by statistics, so Terran favored. I mean, he knows something others don't know, man. That was... At what point in that game was he not in control? I remember one moment, like, Marines were going and killing some overlords. It, like, wasn't that big of a deal. He's out of control for, like, one moment, needed to get some lings out. From that point onward, there wasn't a single moment where Life looked like he was in trouble or anything was happening. One of the things that really, I feel like, distinguishes that play from what we see so often was his proactiveness on the map and willingness to engage ahead of time. So many times what happens with Terrans, it's the same thing in PvT against 1-on-1, how you kind of want to be kiting away with your stalkers as long as possible, instead of letting them get established with siege tanks ready or natural and then engaging. The same kind of thing. He had his infestors waiting at the ZeNEX tower, and as soon as Top moved out with Marines and tanks, like, that could have been a scary force, as you said, that kind of pushback kind of thing to put pressure onto the fourth base of Life. And instead, he was, like, right there. He started fungling immediately. Top started losing Marines. He didn't have enough medevacs there. Didn't have them spread up well enough. And Top's entire push was shut down. From there, Life was able to max out with 3-3 and roll him over. That was a great game, man.
Yeah, and I mean, he just played the map right. Like, he played it so well. He knew that when the big push was heading towards his fourth, he just knew, I have to engage that before he actually gets any units up the ramp. Because once units get up the ramp, it's just infinitely easier to kite. You can really make the Zerg army get pulled all around. You get tons of extra pot shots. And you just engaged really nice and quickly. And when you crush that army, you're kind of set. So very well played there, and I'm pretty pumped for Game 3 now.
So am I, man. I can't wait to see what the map choice is going to be for Top. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back with Game 3 for this exciting quarterfinal after this quick commercial break.